Yeah. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us. And we'll have, let's see, what's going on tonight on, we have Matt Connarton, right? Come see Dementia. Another Dimension. Matt Connarton Unleashed coming up at 4 p.m., followed by, if you missed it on Friday, Granite State of Mind. And that's tonight on WMNH. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Have a great Monday, folks.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
It's a great song, but I don't know it.
Everybody, welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your, well, not so much live streaming options at the moment. Due to a server issue of some kind, we don't have an audio stream up like we normally do, but you can still get us, of course, on the Facebook from anywhere in the world where you have Facebook access. And of course, if you're local here in Manchester, you might be listening to us right now on WMNH 95.3 FM or on Comcast 97. But for all your other options, show archives, etc., you can go to my website, mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can also listen to the show at WMNHradio.org in the archive if you don't get to hear it live. So obviously, some folks are going to miss the live show today unless something repairs during the program, but technology will fail us at times. It certainly does, and all we can do is go forth and broadcast. So here we are on this Monday. It is December 19, 2022, and I am not alone. Jenny is at the news desk.
Oh, I am.
Yes.
I am present.
Yes.
Semi-accounted for.
Ah, okay. Oh, very good. Very good.
Darkness outside still kills me.
Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah, it's the worst when it's dark at 4 in the afternoon. It's
right?
Yeah.
I do not like this. No, I do not.
No. But it will pass. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us today on the program. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me while you still can at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. By the way, a couple of programming notes. Today on the show, we will have Eric Pilcher's classic film review, our friend from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, who I do see in the Facebook live chat. But Eric had his hands full last week, so had to delay the film review to today. He'll still have a review for us this Friday. But we're going to do what would have been Friday's review today, and I look forward to sharing it with you all. He has reviewed the film Bonnie and Clyde, the classic film. I remember watching that actually in film study when I took film study class in high school. We watched it, and with, of course, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. I don't mean we watched it with them. They weren't there, but they were in the movie. Gene Hackman is in it. Gene Wilder has a cameo of sorts. Great scene. Really, really cool film if you haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, after hearing Eric's review, you will probably want to. So that will be coming up today in the 5 o'clock hour, Eric's classic film review, Bonnie and Clyde. The other thing is, this coming Thursday night, I'll be making my monthly appearance on the Dr. Kevin Show.
You're having your monthly?
Appearance on the Dr. Kevin Show. How dare you? My goodness. I mean, I know it's the holidays, but please.
What is that difference? Why does that matter?
Because during the holidays, you shouldn't be so crude.
Oh, pish posh.
I'll tell you. And you pish posh. How dare you with that as well? Please. We have a standard for language. But this coming Thursday, I will be making my monthly appearance on the Dr. Kevin Show. Usually we do that the first Thursday of the month, but this month we're doing it on December 22nd, the 22nd of the month. So I'll be calling in Thursday night. As soon as I get off the air here, I grab my cell phone and call into the Dr. Kevin Show. So if it's a Thursday and you get to the end of this show and you go, oh my goodness, I need more Matt Connerton. Well, there's a way you can get more of me, and that airs online on the Ohm Times Radio Network. And I believe our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hey, great to hear both your adulterate voices. Is that the word you use?
Adulterate?
Adulterate.
How dare you?
I'm not sure. You always say "and" something like this. Sounds like that. All right. Whatever the word is, I'm messing it up bad. Good to hear both your voices. But what I was calling about is you guys. I know because for whatever reason you never get a chance to watch 60 Minutes. But I just want to give you a headline real quickly of what I saw last night and how great it was. Really inspiring compared, when you in contrast to what's going on. The Russia's bombing the children's hospitals left and right over there as much as they can. And some of these are cancer patients, some terminal almost, but in any event, they're moving the children down to the lower levels. Well, the First Lady is collaborating with the First Lady from America, from France, and some multiple other places. And together, they created a special train that is equipped with medical equipment, and these children are being taken out of the basements and out of these hospitals, and they're put on the train, and they're being sent to Poland for health services, and they can also get help while they're on the train. And also, one thing I thought was so cool was St. Jude's reaches out to everyone. St. Jude's set up a situation over in Poland to help with funds and doctors and housing places, well, not housing, but hospital places, as well as they're working with children that are getting special flights over here to, I think it was Missouri or something, maybe, I'm not quite sure, and they're being helped. So I thought that was the coolest thing, St. Jude's, for what they do. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, yeah, you hate to see war is terrible, of course, in all its forms. But, yes, they have been bombing hospitals. The Russians, Putin has shown us that he is not afraid to engage in war crimes, and that is absolutely a war crime, and he is a war criminal.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's what they even commented on last night, that the United Nations is saying that's a war crime. What will be done? I don't know, but they said
absolutely. Yeah, and
add it to the list.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe prosecution at some point.
Well, yeah.
I mean, how does this end? Either the Ukrainian people get wiped out and then Russia wins, or it just keeps going and festering for however many years.
Well, I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to grind on.
What they also commented on is Putin would like to see everyone evacuate Ukraine, the schools, the buildings, the hospitals, and everything else, just so he can go in, burn the place, and put up a flag.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
Yeah.
He doesn't care how much.
I don't know. That was just so there was something nice that I had to say out of that terrible war.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the
There's
Ukrainian...
been some amazing people come out of this, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And much to the surprise, I think, of Vladimir Putin. I don't think he expected the Ukrainian people to fight as hard as they are. I don't think he expected the rest of the world to help Ukraine, with some limits and parameters, of course, which I think is responsible. But I don't think Putin expected any of it. And, it's always good to see people stepping up. So, yep, absolutely. That was on 60 Minutes.
Before I hang up, you got to tell me, so what is the word that you use? You don't say adulterate, but what is the word you use?
Dulcet tones.
Dulcet tone.
Yes.
Dalton, okay. Because I'm not quite sure what the definition is, but I got an idea. So, yeah, definitely not adulterate.
Adulterate sounds
yeah, you
bad.
kind of sounded like it was, adultery.
Like you're accusing us of being sinful.
Oh, my.
No.
But wait, we are.
That was it. I just wanted to say
sinful.
something happy out of something sad. It's a great show. And, I won't get into the religious thing, but they also did another piece on a particular church. I don't know where it was from. If it was Rome or wherever. And people have been pilgriming there for years and years and years because it's been said that miracles have been performed there. Now, for 60 Minutes to go over there, there has to be something important to view. And there was a nun that's over there, and she's in her upper 70s, and she's got something like polio, had it for years. Her leg's crooked. She's in braces. She's been seeing doctors for years and years and years and years. Well, she gave up all her worldly possessions and this and that, and then she got a what she calls a miracle. Everybody else can comment on it on their own way. A voice from the Immaculate Conception, and that person, Mary, said, "Take off your braces and walk." Well, sure enough, she did. She went back to her doctors. Her leg is straight. She's walking, and every doctor commented on it and said, "This is impossible." 300 doctors have examined her case and couldn't come up with a medical reason on why yesterday her leg was twisted and she couldn't walk, and today it's straight and she's doing fine. So
You know that when
that
they
was the
say
other thing. So 60 Minutes is a good show, but I know you guys don't get into it.
You know, when they say 300 doctors examined her case, that means they've read a file. It doesn't mean they actually laid hands on her, looked at her.
No, I went a little bit. I think it went in pretty in depth because there were the skeptics that wanted to prove it wrong.
Uh-huh. Okie dokies.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
Yep. Okay, guys.
Chaim.
Take care. Good night. And got my ears on.
All right. Thanks, Ron. All right.
Oh, my.
This is our friend Ron. And this does sound like an interesting segment. I was hoping it was at the chorus.
Yeah, you mistimed it.
Little Miracles by Jefferson Starship. I did. I forgot. It takes a song forever to get to the first chorus. It's really weird.
Evil Maddie.
It's a very long song. I didn't realize until Paul played it on Retro Spectrum Radio recently just how long of a song the album version is. Just
How
goes
long
and
is
goes
it?
and goes.
Well, how long is it?
It's like 6 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. No, 7. 7
Really?
minutes.
Why?
Oh boy. And this is the line we got to talk over because it's dirty. Okay, here we go. So would I. All right,
We should
anyway.
get up and dance.
No.
But nobody would be able to tell.
That's right. We have a call.
Uh-oh.
Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
This is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm calling to thank Jenny for my sweets and my hug.
Oh, yay!
It's Peter's mom.
Oh,
Hi. I'm so happy. I
That
thought
was
of you.
very nice of you, Jenny.
Oh, I couldn't help but think of you as when I made them. I'm like, I got to send some of these home to Peter's mom.
Oh, they were delicious with coffee. And then I laughed. It said to Peter's mom, and I'm like, okay, I got to tell her. You guys can call me Kathy.
Okay, Peter's mom.
Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you. I really appreciate you thinking of me.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. My joy to share.
and thank you for calling the show. Thank you for calling the show, Kathy.
Okay.
I think this is a first.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that was cool.
This is very nice. Yes. Peter White's mother, Kathy. That's awesome. Very good. Very good. So we should explain. So you made some.
Okay. So a few years ago now, hasn't it been that I started making hullies, which is a Jewish bread, and then I started making cinnamon apple hullies, and then I turned them into kind of like a hully roll, and started sharing them, and everybody really fell in love with them. And I'd given some to the morning crew, and Peter took it to see his mom, and she fell in love. And I just kind of, that sticks in my mind. So when I was making some, I was like, I got to put some aside for Peter's mom.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
'cause I love feeding people. It's just something I enjoy doing. I give away like tons, and it's so fun. It's so fun. Oh, and if you haven't tried one heated, got to heat it up. Apple cinnamon challah roll heated up is amazing.
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello, Mr. Ratso. You know who this is. Is it live or is it Memorex? I think it's Memorex. I just want to say that I was on an interview yesterday. Cannot divulge the sources of that interview, but I was interviewed along with a promoter that promotes all over Europe, who's of Russian descent.
Oh, I don't like
Who
Russians.
does other things like model.
Oh, no, I
the
like
female.
Russian, not the Russian.
She models.
You know.
She acts.
It's the higher ups.
I mean, she does everything
Yeah.
but the toilet bowl.
Seriously.
And I hope to
Bleach
hook
is
up
good
with
for that.
her.
Did he just say she does everything but the toilet bowl?
Yeah, that's sad. My housekeepers always clean the toilet bowl.
And, let me
They even do windows.
Yeah.
We'll have connections in Europe.
Oh, there's a ringing in my ear.
And I could be right in the middle of interviewing some of the greatest bands in Europe.
Wow.
If these people do right by me, and I'm sure they will because they like me already. And I'm getting a lot of publicity these days, Ratso. I am known in Europe now.
Have you ever been there? No, of course
was
not.
Broadcast in Europe in about 3 or 4 different countries, and they loved it. And they're going to love more because it's been promoted ever since today.
A moment in time.
So, Ratso,
wow,
you might
15
be
whole minutes, maybe?
semi-famous in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. But trust me, buddy,
the great state
I'm
of New
worldwide.
Hampshire, you bucko.
He's world. Wow.
Yeah.
Too bad DJ Loser can't say that.
The
He's
guy
only
who toured
known in
across
the
the country.
hobnobbing.
What a weirdo. I've never seen so much jealousy in my life.
Wow. Oh,
Very
my goodness.
strange.
Wow.
Speaking of DJ Reckless, he had an amazing weekend. Did you see
Yes.
the video and the footage?
Yes.
Holy crap. They were sold out. Downtown Boston is like the biggest club in Boston. Completely sold out. He looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. Quite the crowd. And then he did another event Saturday. I
Yes.
do believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know
well,
he was off working today. He's always on the move.
he opened for Sammy Adams
Yes.
in Boston. Yeah, it was a very big
Yeah.
deal. We have a call?
Sold out crowd.
Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
I would like to propose a trade to Europe right now.
Yeah.
We will trade the individual that called in for like some
Nah.
broken World War II relics.
Nah, dude. You got to treat it like a, cockroach. You just push it aside. That's all you can do.
I'm
You don't want to
talking
put the
rifles missing the butt end of them.
You're going to start an
They
international.
can send those over, and they can have him.
No, you're going to start an international event, man. You don't want to send that kind of cockroach to Europe. I've been to Europe. It's very beautiful.
No. We
More
send
than
it
once,
with like a
actually.
no return policy.
No, I don't want to hurt international
your
relations.
problem now.
No. If you want to try and pull it off with Russia, I think I could go along with that, or even Iran. But yeah, no, I don't want to hurt our relationship with Europe. We have good relationships there. Sorry,
you know what?
buddy.
I'll agree with you, Jenny. Let's
Sorry,
send
buddy.
him to Russia. Him and Putin get along great.
Seriously. All they need is Kim
I
Jong-un.
mean, I'm pretty sure between the two of them, they could screw up another invasion.
Well, perhaps. All right.
So yeah, no, I heard he called in, and I'm just like,
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
I'm in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
I
are you
feel
doing?
good.
Speaking of which, what are you doing on Friday? What's the review Friday?
It is a Christmas story.
I thought so.
Yes.
I couldn't exactly. That's cool.
With the leg lamp.
Yes.
I remember seeing that in the theater.
Right? And you can still buy leg lamps today. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
total thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Good
I
movie.
used to own one, except when I moved, it broke.
Yeah.
You broke it?
Well, yeah, it actually broke. I had friends carrying it out of the vehicle. They were taking it upstairs. It was a full-sized replica.
Devastating.
And they dropped it, and I was just like, good help is hard to find.
Well, yeah. Well, we used to sell them when I managed FYE. We used to sell those every year during the holidays for like super cheap.
I bought mine at Suncoast Motion Picture Company.
Yeah, Suncoast was opened. Suncoast was owned by Transworld, which also owned Record Town, which became FYE. So basically you bought them from the same place. Yeah. They used to have them every year. They probably still do.
If I recall, they were about like $240.
Oh my God! Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
for the
back then, that's a lot of money.
Replica.
Oh wow! When was that?
The Suncoast here in Cedar Rapids closed. I want to say 2006.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was about 2003.
Because I left that company. Okay, because I left that company in 2013, and by that point, we'd have them on clearance by the time by the time it got to be Christmas, because they'd send us so many of them.
You could only get them from Black Friday until mid-November.
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh.
You had to they didn't carry them in store either. You had to go in and pay half.
Wow.
And then you paid the other half when you picked it up.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they did not, because it was a little store in the mall, and they said they were too big to display, and they ended up doing what you said you had to do.
Yep.
Throwing them on the clearance shelf.
Oh, yeah, because by the time we got through our allotment of them, I mean, they were down to like $10, literally.
Yeah, you could only specialty order them. Now I think the only place you can buy them is online. They run a store outside they run a store from the actual house that was in the movie.
Really?
You can go tour the house.
Oh, no kidding.
And I believe that's the only place you can buy the licensed replicas of the leg lamp.
Wow. You've really got to be a diehard fan of that movie to want to tour the house.
This diehard fans of everything.
I mean, it's one thing to want to tour the house of a popular TV series that you saw like a couple hundred episodes of, so you become so familiar with the house. But I don't I have no recollection of what the house even looks like for a Christmas story.
Have you not met Humanity?
Yeah, I can't imagine. Wow.
Do you know how many thousands of people, tens of thousands of people trucked to Plymouth, Massachusetts to stare at a rock? Why is this surprising?
PBS did their 24-hour marathon starting in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was really just a once-a-year thing. They would show it on, like, Christmas Eve on TNT, and it took off from there.
Yeah. To tour the house. Well, okay. But so they run a store from there.
I bet it's better than touring Elvis's house, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that the souvenir store is probably just as gaudy.
Probably.
All
right.
I even got written up at work once for that movie.
Why?
When I was working at the Nordstrom call center, I bought a strand of leg lamp lights and put them up at my desk.
And they wrote you up?
Yep. They said that it was sexually offensive and suggestive to other employees.
Oh, God.
I can see that, though.
I get it.
I can see a company getting uptight.
I get it.
I was like, you didn't even warn me.
Well,
I come to my desk and the strand of lights is gone.
Did they give them back?
Yeah, they gave them back in a cardboard box. I couldn't open the box until I got
so they
home.
were visible.
Wow.
Oh my!
I'm like, so I got written up. My lights are thrown in a box. I even had an ugly Christmas sweater that had the lamp on it that lit up if you turned the switch on under the sweater.
Yeah.
So I take it that's out to wear on ugly sweater day, right? That's a no-go?
Well, but that's different. I can see why a company would get uptight about the lamp. I can see it. I mean...
I was just you could have talked to me about it instead of just writing me up.
Yeah, they should have just asked you to get rid of them, and then obviously you would have gotten rid of them, and that would have been the end of it.
HR in the meeting, the whole shebang.
Well, yeah, that's not necessary. But
I was just okay, well, good talk.
Well,
way to kill my mood.
Middle manager is gonna manage. You know what I mean?
Well, and Nordstrom is a pretty big company, and they're really uptight on everything.
Yeah. Oh well, but no. So that'll be cool. So today we have Bonnie and Clyde, and Friday we'll have a Christmas story.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yes. Yep. I recently purchased it on 4K and got nostalgic, and I'm like, yeah, we'll review this one.
Yeah. Cool. Perfect. And then
I'm sorry to take up so much time, but again, I heard the jealous one call in, and I was like, okay, Well, nice to know his jealousy and bitterness never takes a break, even during the holiday season.
Well, some things will endure forever.
Yes, and now it has spread to DJ Reckless, who has more going for him in an hour than that man does in a year.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Well, thank you for the call, my friend. Looking forward to the Bonnie and Clyde review at the top of the hour.
Yes, thank you. And Jenny, nice to hear you on the radio. Usually I don't listen on Monday, but glad I'm able to today.
Awesome. I'm glad you're here.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. You guys have a good rest of your show.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that's our friend Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And, of course, he does his classic film review, usually on Fridays. Wasn't able to do it this past Friday, so we're getting what would have been Friday's review today. So it's kind of like a bonus this week. We get one today and one Friday, but today is Bonnie and Clyde. We'll hear that at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock. And Friday is A Christmas Story, so looking forward to that. That does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet, not adulterate, mind you, but dulcet tones at 603-250-6007. And we'll say hello quickly to everybody in the Facebook live chat. And then we've got a pretty big news happening today.
I got
certainly.
a joke.
You have a joke?
I got a joke. What do you call a cockroach filing a complaint?
What?
A bug report. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Poop head.
I see you in the Facebook live chat, of course. Paulie C. joins us in the chat and says, good afternoon. Enjoying a sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Ooh.
And listening to the greatest afternoon drive show ever. Big fan.
Greatest show, yes, but sandwich sounds rather no.
The arsenic sauce sounds problematic.
The whole thing for me is just a no-go, you know?
Yeah. I mean, my doctor told me to stay away from that.
Arsenic?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it would be good for you.
You mentioned that specifically.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what prompted him to say that.
He said it's poisonous.
Oh.
And it will kill me. Yeah. Yeah.
Where have you been imbibing it?
Nowhere, but he brought it up, so I'm going to listen to him. Obviously, he thought it was important.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont joins us, as well as Jason Fedderson. Hello. Eric Pilcher, of course, is in the chat room. Rocky Huber also joins us. John Hopwood joins us and says, woof. John Hopwood says, thinking of the song, oh, never mind. We don't talk about that person, but that's funny. Alex Whiteley joins us in the chat, all the way from the UK, of course, and says, evening, folks, from not so sunny Shrewsbury, UK.
Hip, hip, cheerio.
John Hopwood says, Human Sexual Response was a great Boston band when I was going to university. Yes, I think I don't know any of their music, but I recognize that name. John also says, what thieves and miscreants did Boris name to the House of Lords in his resignation list? There must be some Lulus. That might be directed to our friend Alex Whiteley from the UK, maybe? I'm not sure. Jason Fedderson says, the time turns around soon, right? Referring to it being dark at 4 in the afternoon. No, it is soon, right? Where we hit the, what do they call that?
The winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, and then the days start getting longer the next afterwards, which I think is around the 20th. Is it this weekend?
It's coming right up. I know that. We're right
or
close
a couple
to
of days.
Close to the
it's like
solstice.
usually the 20th, 21st.
Oh, yeah. Jason said like the 22nd. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Miriam Banish joins us in the Facebook live chat. Hello.
I saw a really cool picture. She brought the painting of the bee and the anteaters to school. So it's
very nice.
for the kiddos to see. Yeah,
good,
it's really
good.
cool.
Excellent. Our friend representing Greensboro, North Carolina, of course, N. Saturn, joins us in the chat room and says, good afternoon, hashtag Matt. We say to you from us. We say good afternoon, hashtag Jenny Coffee.
Good afternoon.
Alex Whiteley says they're all in it together, which was a slogan that was punned during the pandemic while they were out breaking the rules, of course. Yes, referring to Boris.
Boris, yes.
And Saturn says, we had a good weekend, and what's up with these Russians? I am sure Russians just needs to stop.
Seriously.
I agree.
We all agree.
Although the way it's probably more of the way that I read it, but it felt very Seinfeldian. What?
Seinfeldian? Did you just make this up, or is
Yeah.
this a word?
No, that's a word.
We should submit this to Urban Dictionary.
What is up with these Russians? See?
No.
Because that's the
didn't.
That's the way it sounded in my head.
No, that didn't work. Sorry, no.
Mike Pelopita from Queen City Cabinetry in the historic Sunbeam Mall joins us in the chat. Hello, Mike. Let's see. N. Saturn says, we watched a movie of a ABC classic was Sounds of the Music. Yes, the hills are alive with the sounds of the music. I used to love sound.
Really?
I'm not.
That's your favorite one?
I'm not a musicals guy, but I like a couple, and I loved the Sound of Music growing up.
Could you guess mine?
What?
Probably not. Brigadoon.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Oh yeah. What?
Never seen it.
It's a great movie.
I don't like musicals generally, but I make an exception for the Sound of Music. And
Cats. Cats I actually got to see back in the day in Boston. My mom and I got to go, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're terrible.
And Saturn also says, hello, hashtag Mike Pelopita, we say hashtag Jenny, we are hoping you send messages to us.
Oh, in what way?
I don't know.
Telepathic? What am I thinking of now?
Don't know. Tom Blanchard joins us in the Facebook live chat. Hi, Tom. Alex Whiteley says, I'd love to have a radio nemesis. Haha. Yes, I've had a few over the years. Always fun.
Yes, you do attract such things.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Well, what's the rule?
What is the rule? What
is the rule? What do you always say the rule is?
Oh, the rule. Oh, you mean my goal as far as this show?
Yes.
Yes. People ask me occasionally, Matt, what is your goal? What is your objective with your radio program? What are you trying to accomplish? And the answer is always the same. I say, my goal is to come in here for 2 hours a day, 4 to 6 p.m., and spend that 2 hours not
getting fired.
Right.
I was trying to say it with you, not stop you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez. Follow my lead sometimes. All right, never mind.
And Saturn says, we have to just chill and relax, hashtag Matt Connerton and hashtag Jenny Coffee.
That hurts my brain.
Mm-hmm. And Saturn says, we are planning to be performing soon as we can. We just need to stay home. All right. And Saturn says, we have been watching Cobra Kai season 5 episode of Survivor.
Now, my dad says that's the best season 5.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that the whole series is incredible. I can't say that
that's true.
One is better than the other, to be honest with you.
Tom
Blanchard says, I'm going to make snowballs tonight. My mom's recipe, Rice Krispies, butter, chopped dates, and coconuts. Very good. Our friend Crystal, although I don't like coconut, Crystal from the great state of Illinois joins us. Hello, Crystal. Let's see.
Did you see that Alex Rightly sent me a link to make a European biscuits, Shrewsbury biscuits? And I have to say, Europeans write recipes different than we Americans.
Yeah.
Step 1 is rub the butter into the flour.
Well.
Step 3 is gradually beat in the egg. Like, it sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Rub the butter into the flour. How do you rub? Like, no.
Yeah, don't rub the butter.
How does that work? All right.
That sounds, yeah.
That's that Europe thing over there. They got to have it their way.
And Saturn says, we've been watching the movie of 1987 was Morgan Stewart's Coming Home, starring John Cryer. Charles Richardson joins us from the great state of Florida and host of the Charles Richardson Show. He says, hashtag good afternoon, hashtag afternoon, hashtag everyone.
Oh,
yes,
boy,
yes.
will you stop that?
Yes. Oh, Tom Blanchard says, I have to watch The Sound of Music. Yes, you should. You'll learn a lot from it. For example, did you know that a doe is a deer, a female deer?
Stop it.
Far, a long, long way to run. Well, it's actually fa. Me, a name I call myself. Ray, a drop of golden sun.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Crystal says Grease is the best musical ever. I like Grease, yeah.
Best? Nah, Cats.
Oh, Charles says, shameless plug, the Charles Richardson Show, final show of 2022 tonight.
There you go.
Very good.
Another year in the bucket.
Nancy Clayton joins us in the chat. Hello, Nancy. Let's see. And let's get to... all right, 603-250-6007 is the studio line, 603-250-6007. There was big news today, a historic moment. And by the way, this was a historic event. I say the word historic very intently because, I have a lot of pet peeves, people in the media who say things wrong, even though they've, had the education and the media training. And one example is I'll often hear people use the word historical when they mean historic. They'll say, oh, this thing that happened, it was a historical event. Well, no, everything that happens is historical. It was a historic event. I have a lot of these pet peeves.
Oh, boy.
I have many of them because
You shove it back in your pocket.
there are many things that people in the media say incorrectly, and but they get paid the big money to say things incorrectly. It's,
Are you the grammar police now?
I kind of am.
Oh, geez.
Well, the one the one that infuriates me more than anything else, right?
Which one?
Whole nother. When people say whole nother.
Whole nutta.
Oh, it drives me insane.
It's a whole nutta.
The most offensive thing about whole nother is that it's actually easier to say it correctly. Because a lot of the things that we say incorrectly, and I'm guilty of it too. I know I don't speak the Queen's English, but a lot of things that we say incorrectly, we do so because we're taking shortcuts. It's a matter of economy of language. Like if we say cuz instead of because, or gonna instead of going to.
Well, what do you want people to say?
But whole nother is pointless. It's actually easier to just say whole other. There's no reason to try to cram the word.
Unless you live in New England, duh.
No,
we don't do ours.
It's not.
It's whole nutta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is,
but.
it's easier to say whole other. So there's no reason for. I remember
maybe that's the Chicago part of you that lived out in Chicago. You with this R thing. We don't say R's.
Well, it's got nothing to do with the R's. It's just there's no reason to say whole nother. There's just no reason. There's literally no reason. You can just say whole other. That's a whole other thing. It just rolls off the tongue. You don't have to say that's a whole nother thing.
Do we need to take a mindful moment?
I don't think people have any concept of how frighteningly unintelligent they sound when they say whole nother.
Oh, stop it.
And I remember the first time I realized that this was going to be a permanent thing, because I remembered I started hearing it among friends and thinking, why are people saying whole nother? And then one day I was listening to NPR. This was probably 15 years ago. And I heard a respected journalist on NPR actually use the phrase whole nother. And I was like, that's it. This is a permanent part of the American
and your
vernacular
world came
now.
Crashing down,
But
didn't
why?
it?
But why?
But why not?
Because it's easier to say it correctly and actually
but it sounds more fun.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
it sounds
does.
stupid.
It's a whole nutta.
Look,
that's so New England.
Every time I hear someone say
New
whole
England.
nother, I look. I'm
an angel clips its wings clipped.
I'm unfailingly polite, so I would never call someone out on it. But when I hear
you just did.
No, not a specific person, right? But when I hear someone do it, I silently judge them. I do. No, I really do. Call me a jerk if you want. If I'm having a conversation with someone and they use the phrase whole nother, I immediately my judgment of their intelligence lessens.
Now you're saying nother. And again, I say New England, no R's, it's nother.
Well, it doesn't matter. There's no point in saying nother. There's no such word as nother or nutter. There's no such word as nother.
Oh, God.
There's no reason to take the word another.
In Europe, they call nutter something else.
There's no reason to take the word another, chop the A off, replace it with an apostrophe.
There's no apostrophe.
And stick it after the word whole nother.
No, there's no apostrophe. It's AH.
Huh?
It's New England. It's AH. It's nother. So the end is AH.
What? I'm talking about in the beginning where you remove the A because the root word is another. So you're changing another to nother.
It's not hyphen. No, it's blending. It's blending.
It's no,
It's blending.
There's no reason to do it.
It's
Is what I'm saying.
nutta. See, it's a blending.
Phonetically, whole
New
other
England.
just rolls off the tongue. Whole other.
Whole nutta.
Or if you
Sounds great.
if you insist on using the
New York
word,
might even do it that way.
if you insist on using the word another, you could say another hole.
Oh no!
Now
Now you're trying to go real grammar.
No, that's another whole thing. But whole nother.
This is why you're
There's
my
no-
editor.
Yes.
Before my editor.
That's true.
This is
You should tell people
That's
that.
true. You are my editor before my editor. Like you edit my writings before I
Yes.
send them to my editor.
You know why?
I don't want to.
And why do I do that?
Because
Why do it? Because
I write the way I speak.
Because I know that there's no such word as nother.
No, whole nutta.
That's why.
You're leaving off the first pot, and you got to blend in correctly. You're in New England. Get over it. This isn't Oxford.
I swear to God,
we're not at Oxford.
The
darling.
first time I was listening to NPR and I heard a journalist use the phrase "whole nother," and I was like, "Oh my God, our language is lost forever."
The sky is falling.
I could not believe. I genuinely couldn't believe it. How does somebody who works for NPR use the phrase "whole nother"?
Judgy, aren't we today?
And it was somebody, I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody well known too. It wasn't like some kid. It was like a seasoned journalist saying "whole nother." Like, what? This is really bad.
Whole nutta. Whole nutta.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But the point was, today was not a historical day, because every day
Nothing happened today. I don't know what you're talking
every
about.
day is historical.
Stop.
But
Here we
because
go again.
that drives me nuts too. I swear to God, everybody, like all the cable news channels, everybody now, they say this was a historical event. No, it's historic. It's historic. Everything that happens is historical. It is a historic event.
Wait, you need to start oming. You know that ohm thing you're talking about? Ohm.
Well, we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Maddie. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Hi, Jenny, my love. How are
Hi,
you?
sweetie. I think you're wonderful.
I thought Andy Rooney died.
Yes, I believe he did.
Why does that?
Yeah.
You know what killed? By the way, do you know
like Andy Rooney today?
Do you know what? Do you know what killed Andy Rooney, Gary?
Wonder why?
Gary.
Did you ever wonder why people do that?
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what killed Andy Rooney? Do you know what his cause of death was?
What?
He heard people using the phrase "whole nother" and it killed him.
No,
it
But it didn't kill him immediately. It didn't kill him quickly. It slowly and incrementally robbed him of his life. It drained the life from him gradually, just like it's doing to me. That's what happened to Andy Rooney.
Do you say I use my directional, or do you say I use my blinker?
I say directional.
Blinka.
You're not a New Englander because it's use your blinker.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah, I was raised here.
Where were you born?
I was born in Hartford, or as
Well, there's your problem.
some would say, Hartford.
There's the problem right there.
That's not New England.
It's
That's not New
Connecticut.
England. That's Connecticut.
It's Connecticut.
That's a whole country.
Yeah, no.
But why
There's the problem.
So why do they pronounce it Hartford?
This is why you can't pronounce things correctly.
I thought Hartford.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd even be allowed.
Yeah, you would have never allowed my father. God rest his soul. He was a redneck rebel. When he used to ask you, to, Jeet yet? Jeet yet?
Oh,
and
Jeet yet? Yeah.
It's supposed to be, do you eat yet?
Right.
Jeet yet?
See that?
And then,
See, I
you go, you ought to?
Yeah.
You ought to?
You ought to.
See, I understand though. I understand mushing words together. Look, I don't speak the Queen's English. I know I'm guilty of it too. I understand like mushing words together, and sometimes I'll listen to the show back later, and I'll be like, "Ooh, I really butchered that word." But what's particularly infuriating about whole nother is it's actually easier to just say it correctly. It takes less effort to just say whole other. That's what I just don't understand. Why everyone says whole nother. That's what makes that one particularly galling.
We're not mushing words together here in New England. We have our sounds rolling in together.
We have our sound,
mushing.
yes.
It's not a mush.
We have our
it's
dialect.
A roll.
It's
I
their
was born in
dialect.
Boston. So, see, there's the problem.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah. So
tossed me off
so
a
Mr.
boat in the Back Bay,
Seinfeld,
no.
you know, and Andy Rooney, you know, correcting police.
Andy Rooney
You know
heard
what NPR is, don't
I
you?
used to love listening to him.
You know what NPR stands for?
National Public Radio.
No, National Panhandler Radio.
Oh.
Why do you? I don't get
That's
it.
mean.
Why do you say that?
Because they do all these, you know, send us your money, send us everything, and we'll give you a tote bag and a coffee mug.
But that's because they're publicly funded by donation too. I mean, like that's a
Yeah.
big deal. They
but
have
that's
to
what they call it.
they
They
have
call
to
it
bring
Na-
in donations.
National Panhandler.
Oh, stop it! That's terribly mean.
NPR's never asked me
I
on
know,
this.
but I love NPR.
NPR's never asked me on the street if I have a
listen to
cigarette.
NPR. I listen to NPR a lot.
Yeah, I like NPR.
There's some very good shows. I listen to a lot of them. Seriously, I do
No.
listen to NPR.
I'm right there with you, and I love how most of the stories I
one
can
of my
listen.
best ones is Shaka Radava. It's the Hidden Brain.
Huh?
What? I couldn't hear you, Gary. What?
Yeah, Shaka Radava. It's Hidden Brain.
Oh, Hidden Brain. Yes, I know the show you're talking about. Okay.
That's excellent. That's
Yeah.
a very excellent show to
That
listen
is.
to.
I have heard that. Yeah.
I've listened to that one a long time. It's and he has a podcast, but they're very good shows. Seriously, I do listen to that. It helps me with my my mental craziness. So you know.
All right. Well,
But no, I just wanted to make everybody laugh. I just thought that was funny. You sounded like Andy Rooney.
yeah. By the
You
way,
know,
I looked it up on Wikipedia. I was mistaken about his death being slow. What actually happened was he heard someone use the phrase "whole nother" and he hung himself.
Stop it!
Yes, that's
You're
what
awful.
happened. He hung
That's
himself.
just awful.
He just he heard.
Now you
I thought he choked with his alphabet soup.
listen to the two of you.
Alphabet soup. Wow, that's
enough with the violence.
you had a mouthful
Senator
of
will be here all night. Enjoy the veal.
Yes. Well, all right, Gary. Well, we appreciate the call, my friend.
All right. I just want to make you guys laugh, and it's kind of a down season for me, Christmas, but it's been pretty cool. My neighbor who doesn't like me, we don't really get along a lot because he's just a big blowhard. He gave me a Christmas tree.
Oh, very nice.
That's super nice.
A little baby Christmas tree. So I took and put my decorations on it. I had three lollipops and a little pink ribbon because my neighbor, she has cancer, so I'm her cheerleader right now, and I'm praying for her. And then on the top, my best friend, my little friend David, he just moved from here. He's my best friend, so I took and I put his little. He did an arts and crafts thing. He did a squid, so it's on the top of my tree.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So
excellent.
Yeah, but I just wanted to, happy Hanukkah to my lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're celebrating Hanukkah too. I like to celebrate Hanukkah too. So I celebrate for everything.
Yeah.
With his food. Yeah.
Right.
I love food. All right. Well, yeah, I'll let you go. I know you're up against the hours, so I love you both.
All right. We love you, Gary.
Happy holidays, and keep it on train. I just love you, laugh, and I'll always love you. And Maddie, I do love you. You know that.
Oh, of course.
I just like to hear you. And I'm feeling good today. So
Good. Keep smiling.
I love to. I want to call and kind of make you guys laugh and make me laugh a little.
Absolutely.
And my family. So,
Absolutely.
I love you both.
All right. We love you, Gary.
You guys have a great night. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye. All right, always nice to hear from our friend Gary.
Yeah.
Yes. If anyone wants to get in with a quick call before we hit 5 o'clock for Eric's review, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. We'll have to get into what happened today with the committee in the second hour after Eric's review. But yeah, I've got a million of language pet peeves that just drive me insane. The classic one is when people say, and almost everybody says it wrong, when people say I could care less. The expression is, I couldn't care less. When you say I could care less, you reverse the meaning, but most people don't realize that. Oh, the word incidences. There's no such word as incidences, but that's the one I hear. Everybody in media says it now, incidences.
Something crawl into your craw today?
It's either, I know what incidences, I know where it comes from. It's an amalgam of incidents and instances. But people mush the words together into incidences, which is not a real word. But I can even tell you where I first noticed that. It was 2004, and on Fox News, I hear this commentator talking about how it was really important to reelect W to a second term, because since 9/11, there hadn't been any more incidences of terrorism on U.S. soil. That was the first place I heard it. And next thing I know, it just spreads everywhere. Everybody's using the word incidences. It's not a word.
You need to breathe, you know.
Just saying.
I think you've given this entirely too much thought.
I do. I obsess.
Stop.
Our friend Charles is on the line. Hi, Charles.
Did somebody put pepperoni in your pizza and covered it up or something?
I like pepperoni on my pizza.
Oh, he's put extra pepperoni on the
pineapple
pizza.
on your pizza. Excuse me.
Well, that would be a sin. That would be a sin against
I haven't had
God.
a pineapple
I'm like
and
saying,
pepperoni pizza in a
there's-
while.
You know, Jenny's right. Somebody got up your butt crack really hard. I mean, what's going on with you?
I'm going to dump the word.
I've never seen you go off on a rant like this.
You haven't?
No.
Where have you been?
Are you new to the show?
This is a new side of you.
You're new here, aren't you?
I'm very passionate about language. And,
he's done this before.
Oh, I have.
Oh, he does.
Why have you not gone and taught college English or something?
He does this when he's not on air. It's always. It's not an on-off thing. He does it always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I'm just infuriated by hearing people talk.
You're infuriated by hearing people talk.
Because they say everything wrong.
You need
It bothers
to live in a
me.
world of mutes in order to be
It's just-
happy, is what you're saying.
Well, I am an introvert,
Oh,
so
this is true.
I'd be fine with that, I guess.
Like a lot of radio jocks,
That's
it's actually
right.
more popular than people realize.
That's right.
Just next time I see you guys in person, now I have to watch my P's and Q's now.
Yes.
I can't say nutter.
You can.
Well, you're not a New Englander anyway.
Just don't say whole nother.
It's a whole nutter.
It's a whole nutter.
Just say whole other. It's so easy. It just rolls
Whole
off the
nutta,
tongue. It actually
whole
sounds
nutta.
nice. Whole other. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? Everyone
like
should
a
say it that
song.
way.
How
Should be a
about
chorus.
a whole nutter nutter
wiki.
butter?
No.
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 That's a product.
Fluffernutter. Now, if you go Fluffernutter, I'm with you, because that's another New England tradition right there. The Fluffernutter.
I like fluffernutter. I'm
Created
okay with
here
that.
in New England. New England delicacy. Do you know in some places in this country you can't even buy fluff? They've
Really?
never
No.
heard of it.
Really?
Oh.
Now, I just, never mind. Listen, I just want to say hi. Guys, wish you happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate.
Yes.
Everybody out there.
L'chaim.
And have a happy new year. Hopefully it starts off a lot better than it did in 2022. For me, at least.
Seriously. For
You
all
guys
of
have a
us.
good one, okay?
All right, Charles. Thank you, man. You too.
Take care.
Stay safe.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, our friend Charles from the great state of Florida and, of course, host of the Charles Richardson Show. And he did mention in the chat earlier that tonight will be the last Charles Richardson Show of 2022 from 8 to 10 p.m. online. Well, we are just past the top of the hour, so let's do this. Let's get to the film review. Oh, by the way, Miriam did post in the chat room, just to stir the pot, Merriam-Webster Dictionary says "nother" is a word that has been used since the 14th. But that's not the same.
Doesn't matter. It's a word. You said it wasn't a word. You said it wasn't a word. You were wrong. You were young. You were wrong.
No, I was right. I was right, and I'll tell you why.
No.
I was right, and I'll tell you why.
She's got a master's degree and she works in a school teaching kids. So
I was right. I was right, and I'll tell you why.
you go
Because
ahead.
the version of the word that I was describing is the word another with a letter missing. You take off the A and you get another, which means technically, you would have to replace the A with an apostrophe, which is what you do when you remove a letter from a word like that. Therefore, what I was talking about was apostrophe Nother.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's
That
just
is
not
true.
No, it's not.
That
because
is
that's
true.
the inappropriate word of what we are talking about. What we were talking about does not have an ER at the end, and the first two letters, the AH, blend nicely together, the AN. They're nice blending together, finishing off with a lovely AH at the end. And there you go, New Englandese. And Miriam said it was in Webster's Dictionary, so there. Meh.
All right. Let's get to the film review. What?
That tickled me.
Okay. All right, let's get to the film review. So this is Eric Pilcher's classic film review. We're doing this today because we weren't able to do it on Friday. So this week, it's kind of a bonus. We have today Bonnie and Clyde, and on Friday, it will be A Christmas Story. But so here it is. And this is, I think Eric's reviews just get better and better. This is really good. So here it is, Eric Pilcher's classic film review of the film Bonnie and Clyde. Great movie. And then after that, we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then we'll be back with the remainder of our show today. Here it is. Don't go away. Plenty more to come. Eric Pilcher's classic film review of Bonnie and Clyde. Whoops, if I can get it. Here we go.
What you writing?
Writing a poem about us.
You? Let me hear it. Come on.
Okay, just let me finish this one. It's called The Story of Bonnie and Clyde. You've heard the story of Jesse James, of how he lived and died. If you're still in need of something to read, here's the story of Bonnie and Clyde.
You think if I sent that into newspapers that printed, I'm gonna do it.
Now, Bonnie and Clyde are the Barrow Gang. I'm sure you all have read how they rob and steal, and those who squeal are usually found dying or dead. They call them cold-hearted killers. They say they are heartless and mean. But I say this with pride, that I once knew Clyde when he was honest and upright and clean. But the law fooled around, kept taking him down and locking him up in a cell, till he said to me, I'll never be free, so I'll meet a few of them in hell. If a policeman is killed in Dallas and they have no clue to guide, if they can't find a fiend, they just wipe their slate clean and hang it on Bonnie and Clyde. If they try to act like citizens and rent them a nice little flat, about the third night they're invited to fight by a subgun's rat-a-tat-tat. Someday they'll go down together, they'll bury them side by side. To few it'll be grief, to the law a relief, but it's death for Bonnie and Clyde.
You know what you done there? You told my story. You told my whole story right there. One time I told you I was gonna make you somebody, that's what you done for me. You made me somebody they gonna remember.
What you have heard is a poem telling the tale of notorious bank robbers Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, as written by Parker. As notorious as these real-life criminals were, the film that was based off their lives and crimes was just as notorious, just as memorable, and changed cinema forever. Released in 1967 and directed by Arthur Penn, Bonnie and Clyde tells the true tale of Parker, Barrow, their gang, and their crimes. Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty played the ill-fated criminal lovers. Rounding out the starring cast is screen icon Gene Hackman, and playing his wife is Estelle Parsons, who is best known for her role in the classic television sitcom Roseanne. However, this performance won her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. In our first clip, we heard Parker recite the poem that she wrote about the Barrow Gang. Our next clip occurs shortly after Parker meets Barrow. When they meet, Parker is noticeably bored and frustrated with her life when she catches Barrow trying to steal a vehicle. What occurs is Barrow taking Parker with him on a robbery. What we hear in this clip is the strong, silent aura that Clyde gives off and the playful nature of Parker. At the end of the clip, the whirlwind nature of this couple is revealed when, while making their getaway, the newly formed criminal couple share their names with each other.
What's it like?
What you mean, prison?
No. Armed robbery.
Ain't like anything.
Shoot, I knew you never robbed a place, you faker. But you wouldn't have the gumption to use it.
All right. You just wait right here and you keep your eyes open. Clyde Barrow.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Parker. Pleased to meet you.
This film plays into the family theme we have going this month in two ways. First, Clyde's brother Buck becomes involved with the gang later in the film. Secondly, the gang as it grows becomes a makeshift family. They bicker like a family. They love and protect each other as a family. This is evident in our next two clips. The first one is the group's first robbery after adding Buck to the group. You again will hear the no-nonsense nature of Clyde, and then you hear the boisterous, joyful nature of Buck as he screams with glee as they leave the scene of the crime. The next clip then shows the combustible nature of the group when they take an Undertaker, played by Gene Wilder, in a memorable cameo, and his wife hostage. Once he brings up being an Undertaker, Bonnie kicks them out of the car. This is likely due to the reminder that death is around every corner for the group due to the nature of their acts.
Oh, now listen now, don't be scared. I mean, it ain't like you was the law or anything like that. I mean, you're just folks, just like us.
Yeah, that's the truth. I expect you've been reading about us.
Oh, no!
Yes, we have to.
Well, now, you two must be in love, I bet, huh?
Now, boy, when you going to marry the girl?
So, he gave her the milk, see, and she drank a little bit of it, and the next day he gave her some more, and she drank a little more until 1 week goes by, see, and he brings in the milk, and she drinks down every drop of it, and she looks at her son, she calls him over, and she says, son, whatever you do, don't sell that cow. Don't sell the cow.
I'm from Wisconsin originally. Where the cheese comes from.
Oh, but he just loves Texas now. Don't you, Eugene?
Don't sell that cow.
Hey, how old are you, honey? I'm 33.
There you go.
Thanks, now, didn't I order some French fries?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. There you go. Everybody, you here one.
Now take it easy on them French fries, Velma.
Ain't that right, Gene?
This isn't mine. I ordered mine well done. Who's got the other hamburger?
Oh, is this supposed to be yours?
It's okay. Forget it.
Hey, I'm sure having a good time. Aren't you glad we picked you up? Huh?
You're a grand host, bud.
Maybe y'all want to join up with us.
Oh, boy, they sure would be surprised to hear that back home.
What would Bill and Martha say if they heard that?
Lordy, they would have a fit.
Hey, what do you do anyhow?
I'm an undertaker.
Get them out of here.
And now, our next scene.
Good afternoon. This is the Barrow Gang. Now, if everybody will just take it easy, nobody will get hurt. Is that your money or the bank's?
Mine.
All right. You keep it then. Next time I'll aim a little lower. All right.
Take a good look, Pop. I'm Buck Barrel.
For the Barrel Boys!
This film changed the landscape of cinema for its depictions of violence. It also brought forth the idea of the anti-hero to cinema. We are not supposed to root for Bonnie and Clyde, but as viewers, we find ourselves doing exactly that. One way they do this is through their acts. In an earlier clip, we heard Clyde tell a farmer to keep his money in a Robin Hood-esque act. In our final clip, Bonnie and Clyde are hiding out in a recently foreclosed home. After target practice, they encounter the family returning to say goodbye to their home. And the hardened Clyde turns soft towards the family and their hardship.
I see that there now. Set her spin. Now no. Set her spin. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Come on now. Try it again. Try it again. This time come down slow. Slow. How about that now? Ain't you something? I tell you. Look, I'm gonna get you Smith & Wesson. Gonna go in your hand easy, don't you?
Yeah.
Now I want you to try something now.
How you do? No, sir. No, sir. Y'all go right ahead. Used to be my place, but it's not anymore. Bank took it. Yes, sir, they moved this off. Now it belongs to them.
Well, that's a pitiful shame.
You're damn right, ma'am. Me and him put in the years here. Yes, sir. You all go right ahead. We just come by for a last look. Y'all mind? Hey, Davis, come on over here. That's right. Go on. Much obliged. My name's Otis Harris. This is Davis. We work this place.
How you? This here's Miss Bonnie Parker.
Glad to meet you.
I'm Clyde Barrow.
Clyde.
We rob banks.
To call this film culturally significant might be an understatement. This film was paramount in shifting how films were made. Going into this film, there were no misconceptions on what the viewer was getting. The tagline was, "They're young, they're in love, they kill people." Despite many historians questioning the authenticity of the film and the controversial nature of it, it was a monumental success. It grossed over $70 million against a $2 million budget. It was nominated for an astounding 9 Academy Awards. This includes Best Picture, Best Director for Penn, Best Actor, Beatty, Best Actress, Faye Dunaway, Best Supporting Actor, Gene Hackman, and Best Supporting Actress, the aforementioned Estelle Parsons. It unjustly only won 2. Parsons win in Best Cinematography. To see the evolution of depictions of crime and violence in cinema, one must see this landmark achievement. It will leave a lasting impression and be an experience you will not soon forget. I hope you join me this Friday when, in honor of Christmas, we will take a look at the timeless cult classic, A Christmas Story. Also will be an announcement about the first film of 2023, and it is one of the most well-known and highly regarded films of all time. For WMNH and Matt Connerton Unleashed, this has been a Classic Film Review with Eric Pilcher.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your streaming options and social media links and contact info and show archives, etc., etc. However, we're not today due to a server issue. Apparently, we don't have an audio stream, but you can, of course, stream us with both audio and video together on the Matt Connerton Unleashed Facebook page. And if you're local here in Manchester, New Hampshire, you can listen at 95.3 FM or watch us on Comcast 97, of course. Today is Monday, December 19, 2022. Jenny is here as well at the news desk.
I am.
Yes. 603-250-6007 is a number if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton while you still can. Use Twitter. Or email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. We were talking about it is a historic day.
Historically?
No, historic. It is historic. The January 6th committee concluded, I guess this is the official conclusion, right?
Yes.
The report will be released on Wednesday, I believe.
I think that's what they said, but I don't think everything's going to come out right away. I think there's still, don't they have some finishing ups to do?
I'm not sure. I think there's something being released on Wednesday, which I thought was the full report. But
you may be right. You may absolutely be right.
But today was the final public presentation, and we have something that'll kind of get us up to speed here. But I just want, for anyone who's unclear on this, most people probably realize this, but just so we're all on the same page with it. What happened today is not anything. It's what they call non-binding, in that these are criminal referrals that the January 6th committee has decided, and they call it a referral because that's all it is. In other words, they send these referrals to the Department of Justice, but the Department of Justice can do with it whatever they want to. It's up to the Department of Justice whether to actually charge anybody. So you could say it's symbolic, however you want to think of it, but it's not as though, just so everyone's clear, no one has been charged with anything. And this just means that, in other words, the January 6th committee is recommending to the Justice Department that you maybe charge these people with something, as they have suggested. And we'll go through what the referrals say for these individuals, including former President Donald J. Trump. But before anyone gets too excited, I mean, I did see Tom Blanchard's Facebook Live comment earlier. Obviously, he was kidding, but he said, hey, did they put Trump in jail yet, or something like that? But no. We are still a long way away from that. But this is what happened today. So Politico.com, January 6th committee formally accuses Donald Trump of 4 crimes. The select panel held its final public meeting this afternoon and released the first components of its final report. The January 6th Select Committee today voted to formally accuse Donald Trump of 4 crimes, including assisting an insurrection in his bid to subvert the transfer of power to Joe Biden. The panel contended that its evidence proved Trump provided, quote, aid and comfort to a mob that was ransacking the Capitol in service of his attempts to reverse his loss in 2020. It also said Trump could be charged with obstructing Congress, Congress's January 6th joint session, conspiracy to make false statements to the National Archives, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. The panel has long contended Trump broke the law, but its new report, which the committee voted to release but has yet to become public, is expected to add vivid new details to that effort, particularly about the cast of enablers who facilitated Trump's gambit, from Republican members of Congress to a team of lawyers pushing fringe legal theories to shadowy operatives awash in conspiracies. The panel also released the 160-page executive summary of its report, capturing the contours of its case against Trump. Select Panel Chair Representative Benny Thompson, Democrat of Mississippi, said, quote, "Faith in our system is the foundation of American democracy. If the faith is broken, so is our democracy. Donald Trump broke that faith. He lost the 2020 election and knew it, but he chose to try to stay in office through a multi-part scheme. This can never happen again," unquote. The recommended referral for insurrection mentions U.S. District Court Judge Amit Mehta's ruling in February, which said Trump's language plausibly incited violence on Jan 6 and cited the Senate's 57 votes in last year's impeachment trial to convict Trump on, quote, incitement of insurrection. Charging decisions rest entirely with DOJ prosecutors, not Congress. But panel members have increasingly stressed the impact their transmission to the department could have on public opinion, viewing it as part of building a historical record around the attack. Special counsel Jack Smith is currently conducting a wide-ranging investigation of Trump's scheme to cling to power, and the select panel has also moved in parallel with DOJ's effort to prosecute hundreds of Trump supporters who attacked the Capitol. More significant than the referrals to the department and other outside entities could be the enormous cache of evidence the panel is ready to for release this week. That includes transcripts of more than 1,000 witness interviews and documents that could help prosecutors determine which witnesses might have committed crimes. Oh, that could be very interesting to read, actually, some of those. The Select Committee's final meeting came on the 2-year anniversary of Trump's December 19, 2020 tweet in which he urged allies to descend on Washington for a, quote, wild protest against the election results. Congressional and DOJ investigators view that tweet as a crucial turning point, emboldening extremists who are seeking to aid Trump's effort and sparking an intense focus on a day that is typically a ceremonial aspect of the transfer of power. Court records show that in dozens of cases, particularly among members of the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, the tweet was seen as a call to action and a validation of their desire to, quote, stop the steal. Yeah, that when in that debate, he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
Trump, who routinely reiterates discredited claims that the 2020 election was stolen and should be invalidated, a constitutional impossibility, spent the weekend railing against the Select Committee, which he described as a group of misfits and thugs. The Select Panel's interviews continued all the way through November, netting significant testimony from former Trump aide Tony Ornato and Wisconsin House Speaker Robin Vos in the final days of the committee's investigation. In total, the committee grilled nearly every member of Trump's inner circle. Some key witnesses pleaded their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination or invoked privileges the committee was unable to pierce. But others, like former White House counsel Pat Cipollone, or Cipollone, I've heard it said both ways, it's odd, provided extraordinary evidence of Trump's scheme to stay in power. At the heart of the committee's story is evidence that Trump began planning to overturn the election months before voters went to the polls. Trump would follow the advice of allies like Rudy Giuliani, Steve Bannon, and Roger Stone to declare victory on election night, despite signs that Biden was leading or likely to take the lead in several key swing states. And after Biden's victory was all but certain, Trump ignited a multifaceted plan to subvert it. He began to pressure Republicans in state and local governments to refuse to certify Biden's win and instead appoint pro-Trump presidential electors. He leaned on the Justice Department and nearly installed new pliable leaders until the threat of mass resignation forced him to back off to support his discredited claims of fraud. And he assembled allies in Congress to mount a last-ditch challenge to the election results on Jan 6. As that fateful day approached, Trump exerted withering pressure on then Vice President Mike Pence to single-handedly subvert the election on Jan 6 when he presided over the constitutionally required count of Electoral College votes. Pence's resistance to that push was the final dagger in Trump's scheme. But Trump publicly kept the pressure on Pence, and after calling his supporters to Washington specifically to protest the Jan 6 session of Congress, he whipped many in the crowd into a frenzy and urged them to fight like hell and to march on the Capitol to pressure Pence and Republican lawmakers to vote against certifying Biden's victory. The committee's evidence suggested Trump had been briefed that many members of the crowd were armed even before he issued his directive. The Select Committee's report is the culmination of a process that was never supposed to exist. The panel was formed by Speaker Nancy Pelosi as a last resort after Republicans in the House and Senate jettisoned a bipartisan plan for an independent commission to investigate the causes of the violent assault on the Capitol by a mob of Trump supporters. Pelosi invited Republicans to recommend up to 5 picks for the Select Committee, and GOP leader Kevin McCarthy chose Representatives Jim Banks of Indiana, Jim Jordan of Ohio, Rodney Davis of Illinois, Trey Nels of Texas, and Kelly Armstrong of North Dakota. This is an important detail, by the way. But Pelosi objected to the selection of Banks and Jordan, one of Trump's central allies in challenging the election results. The decision, which Pelosi acknowledged was unprecedented, led McCarthy to withdraw his other choices in protest. Ultimately, that choice led to a panel that was able to operate with near total unity and secrecy. One of the committee's 2 Republicans, Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming, played the most important role and became the energetic force behind the panel's most significant decisions. By the way, so the reason I say that's an important piece of this is rejecting. I don't really remember anything about Jim Banks of Indiana. I don't remember who that is exactly, but I think it made perfect sense for her to object to Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan, I believe, was suspected of having something to do with all of this directly, and of course, Jim Jordan would have just been a complete obstructionist on that panel. So Pelosi said, no, you can pick other people. We want this to be bipartisan. The only reason I bring that up is because people who push back on the mere existence of this committee will say, well, it's not fair, it's totally partisan. And no, it's not totally partisan. There were 2 Republicans on there. There could have been more. But you don't want Jim Jordan on there. And I don't blame her for not wanting Jim Jordan on there. And then McCarthy said, okay, well, fine. I'm just not going to give you anybody unless they voluntarily come on board, which I
think they should have let Jordan on. I think that was
Really?
a mistake. Absolutely. I think it was a mistake.
I think it would have been difficult for the committee to get anything done with him there.
I think they would have gotten stuff done, but I would have liked to have seen him have to sit in the room and, see where he would go from it.
Yeah, but he's very much into the theater of things. He would have been talking over people. He would have been interrupting people constantly. I don't think it would have been productive. He's a clown.
If you're going to make it fair and balanced, then you have to make it fair and balanced, including the clown.
I disagree. I send out the clown, not in the clown. Or don't send out the clown. Send the clown away. Hi, Ron.
Hi. Hey, didn't I read in the newspaper the other day, and you'll never know, but somebody already got 5 years. I don't know if it was the first person to enter, but got 5 years in jail for for the insurrection.
Oh, there's been a number of
there's a number of people like that.
Yeah, there's been a number of sentences handed down.
There was a recent article, and it was about the guy that chased the officer up the stairs. The one that was directly right behind him, chasing him. Do you remember that footage? They show the Capitol Police officer running away from this group, and there's a guy leading the pack, and he's chasing and then he led them away from where the vice president was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Matt, I'm going to open up the line, and I want to hear the rest of what you're saying, because, that was news to me. I didn't know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
That particular defendant was just found guilty and sentenced to 5 years in jail.
Oh, okay.
The one that was specifically chasing the cop, and he had to keep turning around and trying to back him off. He tried to push him away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe he was also one of the first 10 people into the Capitol as well.
Oh, okay. So it says here, several inflection points helped turn the committee from a question mark into a force that Trump would have to reckon with. The most significant was the DOJ's decision to indict Bannon for contempt of Congress after he blew off a subpoena from the Select Committee and claimed he was immune because of his close contacts with Trump. Yeah, he was claiming executive privilege because apparently if you've ever, we actually met Trump once when he came to
He
New
breathed
Hampshire.
on us, so we have executive privilege.
We could probably claim executive privilege
That's
for
right.
anything, yeah.
Yes.
Bannon was convicted in July and is currently appealing. Yeah, he's not going to go to jail. Committee members said the charge itself led other reluctant witnesses to testify rather than risk a similar
You don't
fate.
think he'll run out of appeals and end up going and serving? He's 4 months in jail, and I think it was like $6,000 or so.
Yeah,
in fines.
I think they'll just he's got
He'll run out of appeals. If he doesn't get it appealed, he's got to serve.
Yeah, but at what point do you run out of appeals?
That happened to baking lady.
Oh, Martha
she
Stewart.
did her time in jail.
True.
He's gonna run out of options. What I don't understand is why those same things aren't getting brought against the representatives who also refuse to comply with the subpoena.
Well, we generally don't like to in this country, and Martha Stewart an exception. I mean, there are exceptions, but generally, I mean, we do live in a country that doesn't like to really punish people who are rich or powerful. We like to let them skate. We'll lock poor and middle class people in prison all day long, but we don't really. The United States isn't really that into punishing people who are wealthy and powerful. So
you're ignoring a subpoena. You know just as well.
Right.
Any average Joe Schmo is going to be like locked up real
Right.
quick. You'll get dragged into the court.
Oh yeah.
But in this instance, we're talking about Congress. They do have the subpoena power, and there are obviously. So if Bannon has been brought to trial, prosecuted, found guilty, then anybody else who ignored a subpoena should also face the same consequence. It shouldn't be different for anybody, whether or not you've got an honorable in front of your name or not.
Right. Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
Otherwise, I mean, think about it. Look at what we're talking about, right? These are the people that these people are in charge of making the laws that you and I have to follow. Shouldn't they be the ones held the most to the standard of sticking to the laws, just as much as I believe police officers should be the epitome of upholding the law, since they are in charge of enforcing it. If you're in charge of enforcing the law, or you're in charge of writing law, you should be held to a stronger standard than the average person who can't possibly memorize all these laws.
Yeah.
You should be held at a higher level of scrutiny.
But it never works that way.
It's wrong.
No, I agree.
It's wrong. And it's not like it's unusual for something for Congress to do. Congress has issued subpoenas like forever. But to not go after somebody just because they're an elected official is pretty crappy.
They don't do it, and that's part of the problem. Is as a process, they don't do it, but they refer it to the DOJ, and then the DOJ has to do it, and then the DOJ is only going to do it if they see especially if it's somebody powerful. If they see a really good reason to do it. But that's the thing. Again, it's a system that is designed. We live in a system designed to protect the wealthy and powerful, not to punish. Unfortunately,
Subpoena law should be the same for everybody.
Yeah, of
it
course.
shouldn't matter that you're a rich schmuck.
Of course,
you know you
yeah.
should be held. You should be held. It really aggravates me and angers me.
Yeah,
they're not going to get held to that standard that everybody else is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they should be facing charges for contempt of Congress.
Well, a standard was set over the course of the Trump administration. A lot of people were subpoenaed for various things who just, I've never seen so many people just say, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm not going.
Well, they,
with no consequence.
During the Benghazi reports, Republicans were subpoenaing people to come in for the investigation.
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever hearing of somebody refusing
right
to respond to the subpoena.
Yeah.
You know, Justice of the Peace can sign a subpoena?
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, I just realized it. I remembered it.
This is a little bit more to this article. The committee won other major court battles, gaining access to previously sequestered Trump White House records by the National Archives and putting them at the heart of the panel's public hearings in June and July. The committee's court fight against attorney John Eastman, a legal architect of Trump's last-ditch bid to remain in power, led a federal judge to conclude that Trump and Eastman likely conspired to overturn the election, which the judge described as, quote, a coup in search of a legal theory, unquote. Yeah, Eastman's in trouble too, I believe. He's
going to need that criminal lawyer, isn't he?
Criminal refer. Yeah, he's the
hopefully he took that advice.
He's the guy who I forget who it was who said. I forget the name.
Cipollone.
Was it Cipollone who said it to him?
No, it
wasn't Cipollone.
It was the other guy.
It was somebody else.
Hirschman.
Eric Hirschman told him,
best free legal advice you're going to get.
You better get an attorney.
Get a good criminal defense attorney.
Yep. And he was right.
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Well, I mean, he was so blatant about his stuff, too. There's some of the stuff that he's... Oh, geez. You know, you're right, though. I'm looking at some of the stuff that I'm finding online about different people in the past that have been subpoenaed and how people have poo-pooed it away.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they count it when they want to count it, don't count it when they don't want to count it. And, geez,
right.
How do you like that democracy for you?
Well, I guess if you're...
That's the way it's supposed to work, don't you know?
I guess if you're subpoenaed by Congress and you don't want to go, you have to make the calculation, or your lawyers... you get with your lawyers and make the calculation. If I just don't show up, is there going to be a criminal referral to the DOJ? And more often than not, there is not. So the odds are good and very much in your favor that there won't be any consequence to not showing up. So that's the game. But if you're Steve Bannon and they decide, no, we're going to push this, because ultimately for Bannon, it's not necessarily bad even if he does have to do time, and he'll, they'll put him in, again,
it's 4 months, he'll get some of it shaved off,
and he's rich, so they'll put him in club fed.
Yeah.
And it's actually good for him. See, that's the thing. These guys.
Oh yeah, it's a badge of courage.
It's right. It's a badge of honor. It's good for their brand.
Absolutely. Look what I did for the team. I took one for the team. I went to the clinker.
Well, even for Trump, I mean, it's
awful though. It just shouldn't be this way.
What's happening now that there's a criminal referral, and again, it doesn't mean the DOJ is going to charge him, right? It's non-binding. It's a suggestion. But now that there is a criminal referral, Trump can do, just like he did the reason we found out when we did about the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago was because Trump told everybody. They tried to keep it quiet. Trump broadcasted it to the world and said, look, so send me money. And that works, right? He's going to do that again. This is actually good for his brand among the 1/3. And it's only a third. It's fewer people than I thought, which is encouraging. Maybe the Republican Party is on its way to getting back to something normal, but in less of a cult of personality about one dude, to use Senator Ben Sass's words. Wow, what state is he from? Nebraska, right?
Yes.
Republican from Nebraska. But after that FBI raid, Trump used that to actually help his brand, and it worked among that third, the hardcore MAGA base who would follow him right into hell if he told them to, and they ponied up, and his donations skyrocketed after that. So it'll be the same thing. He'll be able to issue a new batch of NFTs centered around this terrible thing that the government's trying to do to him, and they'll sell out in a day like his other ones did, and it's did they the business? Yeah, they sold out in a day.
No kidding.
Yeah, you can sell a lot of
ridiculous.
You can sell a lot of JPEGs of an image in one day. Apparently, convince people they're actually worth something.
And you don't know what you're getting. You don't even get to pick. They send you whatever. So if you buy multiple, you could get all the same one.
That's true.
Yep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's stupidity.
He actually did lose some people with that too. Bannon himself.
I would hope so.
Steve Bannon, speaking of Steve Bannon, I saw a clip of him on his podcast going, I can't do this anymore. He made sure to remind everyone that he thinks Trump is the greatest president ever, but then he said something like, this is just with the NFTs. He said, I can't do this.
You've announced you're going to run your presidency. You build everything up. I got a great announcement coming, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, really?
Yeah, but at the same time, from a purely business and marketing and branding standpoint, I give him props because
he's very good at that.
Because that is his specialty.
He knows how to suck a buck out of somebody.
He understands branding and marketing in that way, and he saw the opportunity, and he took it. He made it work for him. He jumped on this NFT thing, and it worked.
And the sheep will follow.
You can't argue with success. I mean, hell.
What do you want for a cult? Follow you right off the end. Be like, come on with me. I know you're going to die when you come off the cliff, but I promised you a one-way ticket to heaven. And there you go.
Yeah.
And they'll believe it. They'll believe it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it's not going to change because we don't have enough people to stand up and say, I'm done with this. I want you to hold these people in contempt of Congress. I want something to be done. We have a slight edge on the majority of how many people are not happy or are on the side of the police officers versus Trump off of January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
But the statistics I've heard of, like very small margin, like 54% of Americans believe that January 6th was an insurrection.
Yeah.
And there should be consequences.
Well, to me, it's not even arguable. The literal definition of an insurrection is a violent uprising against a government or authority. So I don't know why people people try to argue with me about it, but it's like, that's the literal definition of an insurrection is what happened on January 6th. So I always use the term, and I stand by it. I think it's absolutely correct. The one other thing, because we're already almost out of time, but this is from thehill.com. 5 takeaways as Jan 6 panel criminally refers Trump. A little bit of this will be redundant, but I want to make sure we don't miss anything with this. The House Select Committee today delivered its final big public moment. I'm going to skip down a little bit. The committee had been set up in June 2021, less than 6 months after one of the darkest days in American history. It came into existence in opposition from GOP leadership. Only 2 Republicans, Cheney and Kinzinger, both strong critics of Trump, took seats on the panel. But the duo gave the committee at least some semblance of bipartisanship. The public hearings that began in June this year attracted big TV audiences and produced a blizzard of headlines. Here are the main takeaways from Monday's event. Okay, first, the panel accused Trump of 4 crimes. The big question that had hung over the committee's work: would it formally assert that Trump should be criminally prosecuted? And that was answered with an emphatic yes. The committee in the end decided to make criminal referrals of Trump to the DOJ on 4 separate charges. They are obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the U.S., conspiracy to make a false statement, and inciting, assisting, or giving comfort to an insurrection. Let's see. Referring to the 4th charge pertaining to the insurrection, Jamie Raskin said, quote, "It is a grave federal offense anchored in the Constitution itself, which uses participation in insurrection by office holders as automatic grounds for disqualification from ever holding public office again at the federal or state level," unquote. The implication for Trump, already a declared candidate for 2024, could hardly be clearer. It bears emphasizing that criminal referrals carry no legal force and do not obligate Attorney General Merrick Garland to indict Trump on any such charges. Furthermore, the Justice Department has already been conducting its own investigation, an effort that is now helmed by Special Counsel Jack Smith. So in other words, all of this is more about putting it into the public record,
right,
and a historical document.
And you're right. The full report is getting released on Wednesday, including attachments. So we'll be able to see everything. What was released today was, I think, over 100 pages for the summary.
Yeah. It says here, today marks the first time in American history that a congressional panel has criminally referred a former president. That in itself ups the momentum behind the idea of criminal charges against Trump. Committee Chairman Benny Thompson, Democrat of Mississippi, said, quote, "I'm convinced the Justice Department will charge former President Trump. No one, including a former president, is above the law," unquote. The panel, mindful of the drama of the moment, left the approval of the referrals to the final minutes of the hearing. Those referrals were unanimously approved, with each member separately announcing his or her assent. The committee adjourned immediately afterward. Second takeaway, and we're going to have to speed through these. The panel has Kevin McCarthy and 3 other GOP House members in its sights. The panel's decision to refer Trump for possible prosecution was not, in the end, a big surprise. Sources close to the committee had telegraphed such a move beforehand. More startling was a separate but related decision to ask the House Ethics Committee to investigate 4 Republican members of Congress, because the Jan 6 committee is not going to have time to do this. The members in the committee's sites include Kevin McCarthy, the current House Minority Leader who aims to become Speaker. The other House members are Trump uber loyalists, Representatives Andy Biggs, Republican of Arizona, Jim Jordan, Republican of Ohio, and Scott Perry, Republican of Pennsylvania. And by the way, so there's Jim Jordan's name coming up again.
Yeah.
So that's why Pelosi didn't want him, because he's, how do you put him on the committee when...
he's supposed to be called as...
Yeah.
No, you got a very good point there.
At issue was the refusal of these members to cooperate with the committee, even when subpoenaed to do so. A lengthy document sent by the committee to the media included the accusation that the quartet had shown willful noncompliance, and the panel contended, quote, violates multiple standards of conduct and subjects them to discipline, unquote. Ultimately, however, serious action from the Ethics Committee seems unlikely. The committee's membership is always divided evenly between the 2 major parties, but its chair comes from the party that holds the House majority, so that will be a Republican, obviously. Let's see. We're kind of skipping down here. Oh, let's go to this one because we're running out of time. One of the takeaways, a surprise Hope Hicks cameo with new evidence. I'd forgotten all about Hope Hicks. She's actually probably best remembered by people, not only a Trump advisor, but she had an affair with, speaking of being adulterate, as Ron would say, she had that affair with New Hampshire's own Corey Lewandowski. Monday's meeting had one important new element, video testimony from Hope Hicks, the former White House communications director and longtime Trump confidant. The footage of Hicks provided 2 compelling moments. One came when she mentioned she had become concerned about damage to Trump's legacy, apparently amid his false claims of election fraud. But, she testified, in response, Trump said, quote, something along the lines of, nobody will care about my legacy if I lose, so that won't matter. The only thing that matters is winning, unquote. In a separate clip, Hicks said that she had told White House lawyer Eric Hirschman in advance of Jan 6 that she believed it was, quote, important that the president put out some kind of message in advance encouraging protesters to be peaceful, unquote. She said that Hirschman replied that he had delivered a similar message to Trump, quote, and that he had refused, unquote. Those details may not make or break moments when it comes to possible criminal prosecutions, but they added new texture to a grim picture and the new evidence about Trump's intentions. So we will stop with that because we are almost out of time.
Just a little tidbit of information. Somewhere right around Christmas Day, what I was getting confused about, the January 6th report is coming out in book form, and there's an audible version of it that's going to be narrated by Jamie Raskin, Davey Remick, and Eric Martin.
Okay.
So that's why I was getting conflated. So Wednesday, full report comes out with attachments, and then shortly thereafter, there's a book coming out by the select committee with all the information, so you can actually hold it in your hand and read it, or you can listen to it on Audible.
And I'm sure eventually, over the next few years, we'll see somebody will make a documentary or 2, or
5,
and then there'll be
20.
Geez, there could be a whole television series. I mean, unless you count the January 6th committee hearings as a television series, but I mean, there could be like a whole...
No, it wasn't a series. It wasn't enough to be a series.
There could be
a mini series.
There could be a whole drama on Netflix. And there could be a whole thing.
How the Capitol turns.
We live in interesting times.
We do indeed.
Well, we will begin to wrap up, but thank you, Jenny, and thank you to everyone who called in today. And thank you to Eric Pilcher for another classic film review. Today, the subject was Bonnie and Clyde, and Friday, it will be A Christmas Story. And Friday, in fact, will be our last show of 2022. Then we're off the week of Christmas. So we'll just be off for 1 week this year, the way the holidays fall. So
we come back bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes.
Sometime in January. When do we come back? January 2nd?
January 2nd is the Monday.
So. Yes.
That Monday. So if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And All right, that's it. That's going to do it for us for now. And we will, do you want to plug your website?
Check me out on jencoffey.com, JENNCOFFEY.com. Find my artwork, my ruminations, and lots of things. And you can also find me and my writings on The Mighty, an excellent publication.
Yes. Oh, by the way, N Saturn says in the chat room, we will be watching you tomorrow afternoon, #Matt, and #Jenny, we say stay safe from us.
Oh, that's my words. Yes, stay safe.
Stay safe from us. So stay safe from N Saturn.
And I'm saying then to them to stay safe.
From you?
Yes, from me.
Oh.
#N Saturn.
Why are you all such a threat to each other that you have to stay safe?
I didn't do that. You did that.
Oh.
You're just trouble.
I read it wrong.
What is going on with you today?
I read it wrong.
Maybe tomorrow. We got to put something in his stomach, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right. On that note, we're out of here. Talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.